Talk family, and welcome to another episode of Talk the Torque. We are in season 3. This is episode 2. So exciting. I'm your host Desh, and joining me today is Gerda Grobler, the financial manager at Automania. So Gerda is a strong-minded individual and puts her all into her work. Her dedication to her work is outstanding, and I guess that's why she's been nominated for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards 2023. When she sets her mind on something, you can guarantee that she will do it to her full potential. To say she is a hard worker is an understatement, as she always goes the extra mile and has always had a passion for the motoring trade. And that actually goes without saying, because she has been serving the motoring trade for 24 years. So let's welcome Gerda, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions and Evo by Nedbank. Hello Gerda, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. Hello Desh, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So Gerda, you have been in the trade for 24 years.
Yes.
So you have a doctorate in motoring.
Just about.
Wow, it's been a long time.
Yes.
I'm sure there's so many stories to tell, but we have a couple of minutes here. And as I said, it's so amazing that women like you accept your nomination and use this nomination to empower others. So once again, thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's go straight into it. Who are you and how did this journey in the motoring trade begin?
So I started in the motor trade after I matriculated, which was 96 I matriculated, and I started in 97.
Wow.
And I started right at the bottom.
Wow.
So when I say right at the bottom, my first job in the motoring world was running a forecourt. So I used to count tins of oil, do fuel tank dip readings, post fuel slips, and from there I built my career.
Wow.
Yes.
And which brands have you been with?
So I started with Merkel Motors, which was a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and then I moved to Hyundai. From Hyundai I went to the Porter Motor Group. Then Porter Motor Group was bought out by Associated Motor Holdings. I was with Associated Motor Holdings for 15 years.
Wow.
Then I went to BMW for 3 years, and I've been at Automania now going on 2 years.
Oh wow. And what is your opinion about all of our initiatives in terms of empowering women?
I think it's great. I think a lot of women are scared for the unknown entering the motor trade, but it's, if you have perseverance and you're dedicated, you can grow fast. I grew from running a forecourt to a financial manager. That's why I've and also there's a lot of scope to grow.
Yes.
And a lot to learn. So if you can accept the hard work and the guidance given by your peers, you'll definitely grow and aspire to so many heights that you would never thought you would have gotten to.
Absolutely. And I really believe that success, especially the success that you've achieved, is actually walking from failure to failure without the lack of enthusiasm which you've shown, and that's great. Why do you think that women actually do well in the motoring trade?
So I think women brings a different kind of passion and softness in an otherwise hard world that's driven by men. So we bring like the soft touches, how to coach people, how to train people, how to bring out their good skills, and how to get them to exploit those skills and grow them to better the dealership.
Absolutely. Tell me more about, well, as a financial manager, there's a lot of difficulties or challenges that you may face. is there a specific problem that you have solved in an unusual way that warranted amazing, results? Maybe you can tell us one of those experiences so that someone that's watching here today might take a lesson from your experience.
So I have to say, definitely a challenge was when I was studying for my bachelor's and working, and I was doing 2 dealerships.
Wow.
And it was a 3-year study course. So the first year, our classes and exams was in the first week of the month. Working for corporate, your deadlines were all in the first 5 days. So then we had to learn to adapt and work clever and task manage, so that you are able to meet your deadlines and still attend your classes and still have time to study.
Wow.
To get to do your exams.
Yes.
So then,
And raise children.
and raise children. Don't forget.
Yes.
And raise children, because they don't go away.
No.
So it was a lot of late nights. I've probably, for the first year that I studied, I've got by on 3 hours sleep. But you did it, and I got my degree, because then in the second year it was every second week, and then in the third year it was every third week. But by the second year you were already on autopilot, so to speak, because then your support structure, you also got to a point where you had the support that you were able to meet those challenges.
Yes, wow. How do you, though, I mean, you've been successful, but sometimes your academics or your career achievements really is not, you as a person or an individual do not measure your success that way. What's your interpretation of success?
My interpretation of success is when you're faced with a challenge in the work environment and finding an outcome that's both beneficial to the staff and the dealership.
Right.
That's definitely challenging. You deal with a lot of personalities.
Yes.
And a lot of people, you gotta be very gentle in the way you approach certain things.
Yeah.
And that again is where a woman's touch, we just have that gentle touch.
Yes.
Firm, but still bringing a point across.
Firm and empathetic at the same time.
Correct.
Right. What is your management style like?
My management style is very much a teaching-based management style. So I will assess your work, especially if you're a new employee. I'll assess your growth in your work in the first month. And then I'll call you in, and then we'll jot down your weaknesses and your strengths, because you're going to display both in that first month.
Yes.
And then we find a way to strengthen your weaknesses. So I used to always sit down and also understand that an employee needs to understand 360 of his position. In other words, I can't have you do half the job and another person do the other half. Because if you don't understand the outcome of what you're doing, you're going to struggle halfway getting to end result which is beneficial to the dealership and your position.
Absolutely.
And then also you acknowledge skills, and you grow a person from a debtors clerk to a bookkeeper. Because you can see the skills are there.
Yes. Any words of advice to young girls or young women that want to, or any woman for that matter, that want to join our trade?
So I definitely say do it. Even don't be afraid to start at the bottom. I started rock bottom.
Right.
And I've worked my way up.
Yes.
This is really a lifetime commitment. But it's a rewarding lifetime commitment.
Yes.
Definitely a rewarding lifetime commitment. Because you can grow. And in growing yourself, you grow your staff. Which means it's great to see that you've taken a person from a debtors creditor's position, grown them into a bookkeeper, and then they become an accountant. You were part of that journey.
And it's amazing.
You were part of that success. Because you contributed to the skills growth.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And it's amazing that we, especially as females in the motoring trade, that's witnessing this transformation and that are part of this transformation, that can facilitate that for other, because we evolving, and I'm sure Give us a bit of insight into this 24-year journey in terms of what you have actually noticed in terms of women and the way we've evolved.
So definitely, I would say the way women carry themselves, and obviously how we were dressed. So it started off, we women would not dress really professionally because they had a different view of what the motor trade was.
Right, right.
And then it swung to the corporate side, where we had to dress slacks.
Yes.
You know, even if I can say, like how you carried yourself, women has evolved.
Yes, yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for contributing to this platform. Thank you for using your nomination to pay it forward and educating and empowering young girls or women in the motoring trade that aspires to one day be a financial manager or be in a management position, and they're still sitting maybe at wash bay, receptionist, admin positions. They all have this inspiration now to know that they can actually, you know, achieve. So I thank you for that.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Viewers, thank you so much for watching, commenting and sharing our interviews and content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Evo by Nedbank, and the Talk the Torque Studios, powered by Sariti Solutions and Evo by Nedbank, are aimed at recognizing and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. Together, we aim to empower and uplift the women of our trade. For those of you that are searching for your new ride, please visit www.auto.evo.africa. We have thousands of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is incredibly user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews and car maintenance tips and advice, all courtesy of Talk the Torque Studios. Ladies, it is never too late to start dreaming about the prospect of your future, and it is never too late to pursue these dreams. Gerda here is, you know, she's a pure example of that. She started from the bottom and now she's a financial manager. So it is never an easy task also to reach for one's dreams, but the reward of one's hard work to achieve it will always satisfy. You just have to have courage that in the end all the hard work, sweat, tears is worth it. As James Dean declared, dream as if you live forever, live as if you'll die today. And remember that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?